अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मुल्तान की ख्वातीन के लिए सुनहरी मौका। लेडीज कपड़ों की खूबसूरत डिजाइनिंग और मैचिंग के लिए लेस दस्तयाब हैं। इन खूबसूरत लेसों से अपने सादे लिबास फैंसी बनाएं। बराह मेहरबानी सिर्फ मुल्तान की ख्वातीन ही वीडियो में दिए गए व्हाट्सएप नंबर पर राबता करें। सिर्फ व्हाट्सएप मैसेज का जवाब दिया जाएगा, कॉल मौसूल नहीं की जाएगी। आपके ताआवन का शुक्रिया। इस उर्दू मैसेज के बाद आप सुन सकते हैं घरेलू ख्वातीन का पाकिस्तान की मुआशी तरक्की में किरदार पर अंग्रेजी में मजमून का इक़्तिबास।
Women represent half of the population in Pakistan. Women play a vital role within the economic development of any country, state. Any country's gross domestic product can be boosted by merely reducing gender difference. Similarly, women authorization in Pakistan will bring a huge change. Many consultants offer proof that gender difference is the main reason of low economic growth. Countries with a high rate of gender discrimination have less gross domestic product rate of growth relatively to those countries where there is less gender discrimination. Consistent with the Planet Economic Forum, Pakistan stands 148 out of 149 countries within the International Gender Gap Index. From a continuous struggle, women of our country are still facing several issues and challenges. Pakistan's feminine labor participation is 23% consistent with the Worldwide Economy Report. Therefore, to encourage feminine participation within the labor economy, effective program and policies ought to be enforced. What is more, to boost the operating condition, applicable laws and legislation ought to be obligatory. For the Ladies United Nations Agency Area Unit already operating, provision of support and facilities ought to be provided. Equal economic investment opportunities within the health sector and academic sector area unit foremost for the economic process of Pakistan. Both urban and rural women perform a wide variety of tasks, typically working 16 hours a day. This work includes all major and supplemental tasks. 1. Most of the women have no leisure time and typically utilize the spare time to complete household activities. Through the research, it became clear that women assume most of the responsibility for household chores without a helping hand. Even when they have a servant, women typically do their own cooking and generally take complete responsibility for teaching children and helping them with schoolwork. Women recognize that their household activities have value, although they would likely be surprised at the magnitude of their economic worth. The researchers calculated that if such household tasks as cooking, cleaning, and sewing were outsourced, it would cost Pak. Rupees 4,000 per month for a single household in urban areas, equivalent to Pak. Rupees 48,000 per year, or $8,002 United States dollars. For a rural household, the figure is Pak rupees 2,150 per month, which is 25,800 rupees per annum, equal to 430 United States dollars. Such generalizations fail to take into account that the typical wage rate for each task is different in different geographical areas because of varying levels of poverty and inflation. But one finding is universal. Women spend most of their waking hours engaged in work of high value to families and society. The results of the research indicate that women across the country are contributing $37.55 billion United States dollars or 23.3% of GDP. Demographic statistics provide a snapshot of the effects of discrimination against women. The sex ratio in Pakistan was estimated in 2008 at 105 males to every 100 females. World Fact Sheet, the 19th of June 2008, compared to a world average of 111 females to every 100 males. This is largely attributed to nutritional anemia, which affects most females in the country largely as a result of discrimination against girls and women in the sharing of food as per the common South Asian practice of women eating after the men and children. This means that women are generally given less food and often have to make do with leftovers. The Human Rights Commission of Pakistan, 2009, and of Knots and Weaves. Indian and Pakistani women connect across borders, 1996. In addition, according to Globalist 3, under 5 mortality rates are far higher among females, 135 deaths per 1,000 live births, than among males, 121 deaths per 1,000 live births. Because of the lower resistance of their underfed bodies, women are more susceptible to potentially fatal diseases such as malaria, gastroenteritis, and respiratory diseases, particularly tuberculosis. Repeated pregnancies can also take a heavy toll on women's resistance to disease. Boys are generally better nourished than girls and have a lower prevalence of growth failure. During illness, parents incur expense to seek health care for boys more often than for girls, leading to higher mortality amongst girls. The condition of women who do not hold a wage-earning job outside the home is aggravated both physically and psychologically by their confinement within the 4 walls of their homes. They get little sunshine or fresh air and no recreation, while men typically face far fewer restrictions. While the role and status of women in Pakistan is changing quite rapidly, traditional ideas still remain. While many women now have paid jobs outside the home, this practice is still considered odd. International experience has demonstrated that educated girls are more likely than uneducated ones to be knowledgeable about their rights and thus to try to exercise them. They also may be more likely to question negative assumptions and be reluctant to accept everything imposed by their family, elders, or head of the family. But such girls receive little if any support from the social environment in Pakistan. Many families are of the view that there is little benefit in continuing girls' education.